So today's practice, we're just gonna stay right down on the mat so you can keep socks on. You can sit just on a pillow, you can sit on a mat, just nice and easy. I do have the dogs here with me as well, so Pig might join us. Duvessa is here watching me mindfully. She has not left my side since we've started the whole social isolation. So we're just gonna sit comfortably, so whatever that looks like for you. So you can sit cross-legged, one leg in front. If you need to have your legs out a little bit further, that is absolutely appropriate as well. Just whatever you're comfortable with. If your practice is a little bit more progressed, you've got some more balance in your knees, some more stretch in your knee, feel free just to cross your legs one on top of the other. So sitting nice and comfortably. Let's start just by placing the hands over the knees, draw the shoulders back. So we're looking to get the ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, sitting nice and tall and lengthening through the spine. We can close the eyes here. And just nice, slow, deep breaths, not trying to force them to be anything. Rather just acknowledging the breath. So watching the rise and the fall in the belly. Maybe noticing the spine lengthening with every inhale. Every exhale, feeling ourselves root down a little bit deeper in through the sit bones. Shoulders relax. Begin to notice the tongue relaxing. Jaw becomes unclenched. Shoulders will drop down and back. Softening through the arms, allowing the elbows just to relax in towards the thighs. Taking a few more big, deep breaths. Filling the belly all the way up to the top of the lungs. And exhaling completely, bringing that breath from the top of the lungs all the way down through the belly. Belly button comes deep into the spine. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Good, rolling out through the shoulders. Keeping the hands on the knees, just take notice to what leg is in front because we'll switch that shortly. Take an inhale here, lifting up through the chest, draw the shoulder blades back. And on an exhale, we're gonna bring the chest down towards your left knee. Sweep it forward. Inhale up towards the right and sitting back up tall. On your next exhale, we'll bring the chest down towards the right. Sweep it forward. Inhaling up to the opposite side. Big sweeps, alternating directions at your own pace. If at any time you find you might need to hold a position, if something feels like it needs a little bit more attention, feel free. Let the head and neck roll. Think about lengthening the spine as you drop forward. And on your next exhale, we're just gonna bring it forward and hold it in front. So our hands can come just in front. Depending on your practice, you may be able to walk the hands out a little bit further. Maybe relax the head down. And it'll look different from mat to mat. So you may be up a little bit further. As you exhale, you may be able to gain a little bit more space. And we're thinking about softening through those sit bones. Every inhale, filling the belly rise, expand. And then on an exhale, find that extra little bit of space through the abdomen. On your next inhale, we're just going to walk those hands back up. And start by bringing them over the left knee. So your right hand to the left knee, and your left hand is just going to come down beside the hip. And just a big breath in, twisting through the spine, opening up through the chest, lengthening through the collarbone. Exhale, release out of the twist, and just coming to the opposite side. Big inhale. And slow exhale. Inhale to the left. And exhale through center. Inhale, nice tall spine. Maybe looking over that right shoulder. Exhale. Once more to the left. Big inhale, turning your gaze behind you. Exhale. Last time to the right. Big inhale. And exhale back into center. Giving it a little shake out. We're going to take your front leg and extend it forward. So it's straight out in front here. So my shoulders, my hips are in line. And we're just going to tuck that opposite leg in. Beautiful. So shoulders up and back. With a big inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale, falling forward, reach the chest forward. Think about lengthening the spine. Inhale, reaching up again. Lengthening through the fingers. Exhale, chest comes forward. Once more, big inhale. And exhale, holding it down this time. Hands can be at the thighs, the shin. If it's in your practice to grab onto the foot, that's appropriate as well. Think about lengthening through the spine. So shoulders relax from the ears. Reach the chest forward. Think about dropping your top shoulder so it lines in with the opposite shoulder. Deep belly breaths. Trying to get the chest a little bit more forward, pressing the knee of that extended leg down. One more big inhale. As you exhale here, relax the head, relax the spine, trying to bring the chest, the head down towards the leg. Still keeping the shoulders parallel. Folding as far as you feel comfortable, concentrating on that breath. Try to release any judgment that you might be feeling about this pose. If you think, oh, I should be able to get a little bit deeper. This is embarrassing. I'm glad that I'm doing this at home and nobody can see me. Release all of those thoughts and just embrace what your body is able to do today. One more big inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale, coming all the way up. And we're just going to adjust our stance. So right now, hips are in line with that extended foot. We're just going to pick them up and just turn slightly. So it's a little bit of an angle. That leg extended is off to the side. Beautiful. We're going to take our inside hand. So that leg that extends, it's the same hand there. Turn it palm up. And we're going to reach out and across from our mat with the back of our hand down onto the floor. Big inhale with the opposite hand coming up and over the head if that's in your practice. So if that's a little bit much, maybe we just put our hand on our side body. If we can reach it up and over, the eventual goal might be to touch the toes. Big breaths. So again, hand either over the top, maybe it's on the side body, but we're looking to lengthen through the ribs. So think about rolling back through the shoulders. Stacking the shoulders one over the other, creating space in through the ribs. Beautiful. Next, inhale, we come all the way up. Little shake out through the shoulders, and we're going to take that bent leg and just cross it over the extended leg. Beautiful. So foot down if we can onto the floor. Take the one hand and send it backwards. Inhale with your opposite hand. And exhale coming into a twist. So this may just be a hand over the knee. It may be elbow to the knee, and we're crossing over. Big deep breaths into that twist, lengthening through the collarbone, through the shoulders. Maybe turning our gaze over that back shoulder. If you're not able to get that big deep belly breath, perhaps come a little bit out of the twist. The twists aren't really for the big deep breaths unless it's been a practice of yours for a while. Think about a tall spine. One more big inhale. And exhale. Coming out of the twist, keep the legs the same. So we have two options here depending on our practice. If your knees are quite flexible, we can come into option 2. If you're comfortable here and this is as far as you want to go, please keep it here. So demonstrating the first option, we're just going to tuck that heel in as tight to the back, to the glutes as we can, and just leaning in and leaning forward over that leg. So trying to press the knee down a little bit. And if that feels good, if you know that your knees are safe, we can tuck that back leg, or the extended leg back, rather. So the heels are nice and tight. We're sitting onto our sit bones and then leaning in that way. Big deep breaths. Trying to make sure both glutes, both butt cheeks, both sit bones are on the mat as much as possible. Nice slow deep breaths. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to rise up. Hands can come in behind the sit bones. And if your leg's not extended, we'll extend it here. Taking the opposite leg, just give it a little bit of a shake out. And we're going to cross the legs again. So remember which leg you just had extended. That's the one that's going to be tighter to the body. And the opposite leg will be in front here. So just a little wiggle out through the hip bones. Drawing the shoulders back, big deep breath, lengthening up through that spine. On your next inhale, breathing in big and deep. Exhale, we're just going to sweep down again, finding a little bit more length this time. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, opposite direction. Inhale, sweeping all the way back up. Alternating that a few more times. Finding some new length through the low back, through the glutes, through the hips. And On your next exhale, we'll hold it through the center and just find the hands in front again. So this may be just a little press and a little bit of a lean forward. You may find that the knees are feeling it a little bit, so feel free just to keep the legs out in front a little bit more, and that'll help just with that degree and bend through the knee. Falling forward as much as you feel comfortable, relaxing the head and neck, no strain through the shoulders. Exhaling completely. Big inhale. Exhale completely. On an inhale, walking those hands back up, a little shake out through the shoulders. And we're gonna extend that front leg. So this should be the opposite foot. And we're gonna have the hips in line with the shoulders and facing them forward again. So we've got that one leg tucked in, just checking back, making sure that it is the opposite side this time. Taking a big inhale, let's reach up. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale again, rising up. Exhale, folding forward. One more inhale here, reaching tall, lengthening through the fingertips. As we exhale, reach the chest forward, and the hands can land at the thighs, the shin, or maybe to the foot. Relax the shoulders from the ears, reaching that chest out forward, thinking about lengthening through the spine. Continuing those deep belly breaths, shoulders are parallel. Slow, deep breaths. On your next exhale, we'll relax through the shoulders, through the head, trying to bring the forehead towards that leg. Again, ensuring that the shoulders are parallel. Still able to get our deep belly breaths. Beautiful. On your next inhale, we're going to rise up and place the hands down beside the hips. And this is where we just lift up and just changing the angle of that leg. So we're just opening up a little bit more. Same arm as that extended leg. We're going to turn it palm up onto the floor, reaching out and across from the leg. Big inhale with the back arm, reaching it up and over the top. So remember, we can take that arm and place it onto the side body. We're looking to extend up through the ribs here, stacking our shoulders. So the hand can stay on the side body, or for a little bit more, we can reach it up and over the top. Big deep breaths here. Think about rolling the shoulders back. My music has slowed down. There's some heavy breathing going on. It's actually not me this time. Duvessa's snoring. On your next inhale, coming all the way up. Hands on either side of the hips. Come here, pig. Little shake out. So this is where we're going to cross that bent knee over. Placing the sole of the foot down onto the mat. Keeping that one hand behind. With an inhale, we're going to reach up. Exhale, twist. Elbow to the outside of that bent knee. So again, hand can come onto the knee if that's where our practice is. If you're able to get a bigger twist, feel free there. Think about rolling your back shoulder as we lengthen through our collarbone. Continuing those big deep breaths. Maybe turning our gaze over that back shoulder. On an exhale, softly come out of the twist, keeping the leg crossed. And here we're gonna bring the hands to the side and just leaning in forward, keeping that leg extended if you know that you've got some immobility in that knee. If you're able to tuck that heel back, feel free to take that position now as well. Shoulders back and just leaning forward. Making sure both sit bones, both glutes, both cheeks are on the floor. Leaning in, shoulders are nice and parallel. One more big deep breath in. And exhale completely. Good. Coming up nice and tall. Hands behind you. In line with the hips, we'll take the feet, just knees bent, soles of the feet down. And we're just going to drop them side to side, loosening out through the hips. Coming back into center and laying back on our mat. So we're just going to lay back here with the knees bent. Head and shoulders relax. Hands can be over the belly or down by the side. And just bring the knees in nice and tight to the body. Little rock side to side. Slow, deep breaths. Relaxing through the spine, through the hips. Maybe a little flexion through the toes. So we just point the toes, pull them back in. Some circles one way. Through the ankles and then the opposite direction. And then resting the feet, we can either just stay here with the knees into the chest and just practice a few breaths, or if you like, you can extend those legs up. Hands can rest on the hamstrings, the back of the legs, maybe over the belly or down by the side. And just take a few breaths here. We spend so much of our day with our legs down, standing. It's really nice just to let everything drain down out of the legs, relieving tension, relieving stress. Legs up in the air, big belly breath. Every exhale, you should feel that spine come in contact with the mat. And when you're ready, we'll drop our right leg all the way down to the floor and take hold of that left leg and bring it in towards the chest. So again, this may look different for all of us. You may have your leg a little bent. You may be able to bring your knee right into your shoulder. Wherever your practice is, think about relaxing through the shoulders, pressing the right knee down into the mat. Flex your toes in towards the body, so you're pressing the heel of your foot up towards the ceiling. And keeping that leg as straight as you feel possible. A little discomfort is good, but just knowing that difference between a good pain and a bad pain. Every exhale should give you just a little bit more space to come in a little bit deeper. From there, when you're ready, we'll bend at the knee, Taking a hold of the leg, maybe at the shin, maybe at the knee, and just draw that leg in as tight to the shoulder as you can. So you might be able to bring it right into the shoulder, maybe a little bit off the chest, wherever that practice is for you. Again, pressing that right leg into the mat, keeping the spine relaxed, shoulders soften. Big deep breath. Continuing that practice here. If you're ready, you can drop the knee out a little bit to the side. Relaxing the shoulders, keeping the right side of your body into the mat. I seem to have lost my video feed on the Facebook, but hopefully I think it's still recording. You can hear me. Eyes should be closed anyhow, so on your next inhale, we'll draw the left knee up and then across the body. So take a hold of it with the right hand and just softly draw it to the right side of your mat. Depending on your practice, you may be able to bring the knee all the way across, or you may feel the need just to stop halfway. Listen to your body. Relax into that twist. Big deep breaths. Softening into that twist, trying to keep both shoulders connected to the mat. When you're ready on an inhale, we'll softly come out of the twist, bringing both knees back in towards the chest and just softly rocking out side to side, massaging out through that spine, softening through the hips. And when you're ready, extend the left leg all the way down to the floor, pressing the back of the left knee into the mat and extend that right leg up to the ceiling. Pressing the heel towards the ceiling, drawing the toes in towards the body. Perhaps grab a hold of the thigh, maybe the calf of the foot if that's in your practice. And relaxing the shoulders into the mat. Relaxing deep into the mat, feeling every exhale, that body gets a little bit heavier. A little bit more space with every exhale to draw the leg in a little bit tighter. And when you're ready, softly bend that right knee, take a hold of the shin, and draw the knee in towards the shoulder. Slow, deep breaths here. Drawing that leg in as tight as you feel comfortable, ensuring the left side of the body is pressed deep into the mat. And when you're ready, softly drop that right knee open to the right side. So it may only be a little bit of an angle here. You may be able to bring the leg all the way to the floor, ensuring that the left side of the body stays tight to the mat and doesn't lift. Opening up space into that hip. I tend to spend a lot of time in my practices working on hip openers. It's where we hold a lot of our tension, a lot of our stress. For most of us, we tend to sit quite a bit during the day. So I find the hip flexors are often quite tight. We're tight through the glutes, through the low back. And a lot of these positions will help you open that up. Relieve a little bit of stress through the low back. Maybe enhance your posture. On your next inhale, draw that knee up and across the body. So right knee towards the left side of the body. Keeping the right shoulder firmly planted on the mat. And you may find a little bit more space on this side, or maybe it's a little bit tighter. It is often a common practice to find that we have one side a little bit more flexible than the other. Breathing into that twist, noticing our exhales, giving us more space. One more big inhale here. Exhale completely. Inhale, coming back up into center. This time both knees bent, soles of the feet onto the floor. And then just drop the knees side to side again, loosening up through the hips, through the low back. Coming back into center, two options for our final resting pose. Traditionally, Savasana or corpse pose, so legs nice and long, hands down beside the hips. Or if you want to spend a little bit more time with those hip openers, we can come into Supta Baddha Konasana or figure eight pose. So with our soles of our feet together and the knees drop out to the side, hands come above the head with the elbows pointing outward. Wherever you feel comfortable here, closing the eyes, focusing in on the breath. Take a moment just to congratulate yourself for making it through the practice. And then we'll focus back in towards that breath. Notice a calmness through the body with every inhale, every exhale. A softening through the shoulders, the spine, the hips. And just allowing that breath to become a little bit more organic, a little bit more natural. Not trying to force it to be anything. I've been speaking lots about setting intentions. Trying to find one thing, maybe in all this chaos, that we really want to work on for ourselves. And that can be something physical, it can be something a little bit more emotional. Whether that be drinking a little bit more water during our day, perhaps getting outside more, taking a little bit more self-care. So whatever that one thing is that you really want to improve on yourself, again, I want you just to visualize what it would look like if that was a part of your day now. How would it feel? How would it smell? How would it change your days? And take a moment just to appreciate that feeling now. Really relish in it. Now take a moment and think about what excuses you've given yourself in the past to not complete that task every day. If it's time in our day, for the most part, I'd say that 90% of the population right now has the time. If it's a commute to work that's been delaying you, whatever it is, think about that excuse and try to see if it's valid right now. Likely it's not. We have the time. We're creating the patience through our practice. Taking a big inhale. As we exhale, let's just let that excuse go. Big inhale. And exhale, knowing that we're free of those excuses that are stopping us from attaining our goals. Inhaling a big deep breath, feeling that freedom from the tension, from the weight of those excuses. Let's exhale completely. If and when you're ready, start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, gently waking the body. Maybe bringing the knees back up together. And gently bringing yourself back up to an easy seated position, whatever that may look like for you. So we can sit tall, cross-legged, or maybe on the knees. Bringing the hands into heart center. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. If you have any questions, comments about our practice, please do send them my way through Instagram, through Facebook. I'll be posting this on YouTube as well. I wish you the best of day. And I'd like to end our practice today with a word that to me means the light in me honors, cherishes, and respects the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.